Hello everybody, it's your boy Prof Choff. I was going back to this dude's channel because I enjoyed this last video a lot. Nick Crowley. We watched one of his darkest channels on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I kind of want to go check out the second channel, the second part of that whole thing, dark channels on YouTube too. And then there I saw this video. YouTube's fake animal rescue channels. I actually have a animal rescue channel that I watch. I don't remember its name, but they do like 2-3 minutes videos where they actually save animals, and it's pretty wholesome. I watch that quite regularly. It's a very famous channel, but I forgot the name of. Yeah, and I sincerely hope that this is not what I think it's gonna be. And yeah, it's a major trigger warning. I'm probably gonna get triggered as fuck during this video. I hate watching animal abuse. It pisses me off, so let's get to it. Hey.
As a platform, YouTube is home to an incredible amount of channels run by users who are desperate for fame.
Tide Pod Challenge. The teens put detergent pods in mouth, post online. What the hell are y'all little idiots doing? Tide Pod Challenge? Well, what do they call that? What was it called? Population control?
To the point that they would do just about anything to achieve it.
I may fail, but if I fail, I want to die trying.
A risky attempt at fame left aspiring YouTube star Pedro Ruiz III dead.
Oi,
This is nothing new, of
what
course.
did he do?
But if I fail, I want to die.
Do just about anything.
Dying to go viral. Let's call him reporting. What did he do? Stunt
To achieve
strategy.
it.
I may fail,
Jump
but
over
if
a
I
car?
fail, I want to die trying.
What did you
A
do?
risky attempt at fame left
Goddamn
aspiring
brother.
YouTube star Pedro Ruiz III dead.
This is nothing new, of course. But every
I hope you went to prison for at least 25 years, you disgusting piece of fucking shit.
day I find
Okay,
it more
we haven't even gotten to the animal part and I'm already triggered. What the fuck?
shocking the lengths that people will
Hey, you fat bastard. You probably shouldn't be eating any more ice cream. Fucking fat piece of shit.
go through
Hope
just
you
to
get
gain
diabetes,
internet
you
clout.
fuck.
And today's example is one of the more disturbing. For starters, let's address something.
I'm already
The
triggered.
internet has long since had an animal abuse problem. So often,
One
accounts
boy,
will
two
pop
kittens.
up showcasing vile and disgusting treatments of animals by users desperately in search of attention. This issue has always been rampant, and unfortunately,
Teen
it doesn't
arrest
seem
for
like it
animal
will
abuse.
ever
What is
stop,
that?
as new cases seemingly appear every week or so.
TikTok cat killer.
But on YouTube, there's a similar issue happening right now, only it features a slight variation. It seems that on the platform, there are a variety of channels that are abusing animals, such as cats and dogs, just not in the way that we are used to. Instead, the videos paint these abusers to be heroes. It's a difficult phenomenon to explain, so let me just show you. To start our investigation, we're going to be taking a look at an account called KM Animal, a channel with just 2 posts, but that's all they needed to make a lasting impact. A video entitled "Boy Rescues Baby Puppy Was Bitten by Big Dog" was posted to YouTube on April 3rd, 2018. The caption is filled with broken English, but basically what they're saying is that they found this puppy who had a bite from a bigger dog that they couldn't find, and they rescued the puppy by giving it medicine. Now, I'm gonna censor most of this video
Thank
because
fucking
there
God.
is nothing more triggering to me than seeing a puppy in pain.
I
But
feel
it
it,
basically
brother.
shows a dog with what appears to be a bleeding cut near its neck. The dog is clearly in pain and totally terrified. But luckily, these kids stumbled upon it and were able to bring it out to safety. They rubbed some medicine on the dog, and just like that, it was back on its feet. There was even a
Why is he
follow-up
kicking
video
it?
posted to the channel that showed the puppy being completely fine. without so much as a scar or even any sign of a wound for that matter. Honestly, this is some wholesome content. They saved this poor, adorable, helpless puppy. These kids are heroes.
Are they?
Is exactly what they wanted you to think.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious it's not a dog bite. A dog cannot bite you with one of its fucking teeth, okay? Dog bites are usually quite brutal if you've ever seen one. If it bit it on the neck, you would have underside, overside. You know, the mouth goes like this. Wait, you can't see that shit. It goes like this, right? So you cannot have a wound only on one side. That's just not.
In the first video I showed you, people noticed that something was off with the puppy's supposed bite marks. The story was that a big dog had bit the young puppy, causing a severe injury. But there's something
That's
about
pity.
this injury. Something isn't quite right. On the puppy, there is only one mark that looks more like a cut than anything. If he had truly been bitten, then wouldn't there have been injuries all over his body, given the fact that grown dogs typically have 42 teeth? So if a grown dog had really bitten this puppy with that much strength, then those other teeth surely would have
Exactly.
caused damage too. So the possibility of this actually being a bite mark is all but impossible, unless the dog literally only had one tooth. Plus, the wound very clearly isn't a puncture, and again it looks more like a slice, which is inconsistent with a bite mark as well. And something else wasn't adding up either. When looking at the update video, the young puppy was still a puppy, and it looked to be the same exact size. Yet the wound had healed over so much that it was unrecognizable. Large wounds on dogs like that would typically take as long as 6 weeks to heal if left open.
Wait, it's another
And
dog?
that's not including the months that it would take to fully scar over, and then the years it would take for that scar to become this unnoticeable. So all in all, the recovery time for the dog to look that good could have been years. And yet that dog was still
Bro,
a
that dog looks
puppy.
fucking terrifying.
Now going a little further, this looks to be a Labrador, meaning that by just 3 months
Look
old,
how cute
it
it
would
is,
already
though.
be nearing 25 pounds.
How can you do
And by
your
6 months,
shit
it would
like
be as
that,
high
dude?
as 50. But this dog is just as small as it was before, making this update video all but impossible to be true. So what does this all mean? It means that everything here is clearly staged. Everything but the dog's wound. And since we already know that
Hey,
it couldn't have
Roddy's.
come from a dog, like they said,
Good boy.
it appears that these kids did the unthinkable. They took a perfectly healthy puppy, filmed it as footage to use for their update video, and then they took a sharp object, likely a knife, and cut the puppy on its chest. After the dog was injured, they placed it under a deck.
Hey, listen, I'm not one to, I'm not for child abuse, okay? But some children need to be abused, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
And pretended to rescue it so that they could look like the heroes. That explains why the wound looked more like a cut, and it explains why they never found the actual dog who bit the puppy, because it didn't exist. Stabbing an innocent
Hey, at
puppy
least the channel is
to look
small. It ain't
cool
like
on
fucking
YouTube
some huge
and
ass
acting
channel
like
doing
you're a
this shit
hero,
regularly.
it's one of the most disgusting things that I've seen on the platform. Honestly, this makes me just lose so much faith in humanity. But I was at least happy to see that people were smart enough to see through this channel's lies. Only this wasn't actually the case. See, there's some information that I haven't shared with you yet. This channel actually wasn't the original KM Animals.
Oh.
In fact, both of these videos were just re-uploads. Instead, the original KM Animals channel had amassed nearly
Jesus.
1 million subscribers by doing this very same practice, and it was universally loved.
I like how I say I'm glad at least it ain't some huge ass channel that does this shit regularly. Bam. Huge ass channel that does this shit regularly. Oh god, fucking damn it.
Every video was fake, and put these animals' lives at risk. Yet even for the videos we just analyzed, the support was overwhelmingly positive, with it garnering millions of views, and nobody caught on for a very long time, until it was eventually exposed by YouTubers Pay Money Wubby and Everyday Straight.
Pay Money Wubby? Oh yeah, I don't care about your name. Good job though. Good fucking job.
Once the truth had been revealed, the channel was
nice
shut down,
YouTube.
with YouTube vowing to put an end to fake animal rescue content. But it is worth noting that KM Animals still has a YouTube channel that is functioning to this day called KM Daily, whose videos also deal with animals. Now, it doesn't appear that they're abusing them anymore, but it does rub me the wrong way that they're still able to post content and rack up hundreds of thousands of subscribers who likely have no idea about the horrible things they've done in the past. But I'll let you be the judge of that. The exposing of KM Animals was a huge deal in 2019, and with YouTube's response, one would imagine that it would be much harder to get away with on the platform today.
Probably got exposed to all those fucking degenerates and they started doing it, didn't they? Oh wait.
Was a huge deal in 2019, and with YouTube's response, one would imagine that it would be much harder to get away with on the platform today. But this doesn't seem to be the case, as in the past week I've been able to find a few channels that are concerning.
Happy Dog?
Let's begin with Happy Dog. This channel was brought to my attention by a Reddit post made by movie expert 786, who questioned how legitimate the channel really was. In looking into it, I see what they mean. Happy Dog has been actively posting on YouTube for just 10 months, but in that span they've been able to amass 170,000 subscribers and 48 million views, with most of their videos receiving a high amount of praise.
Look how cute it is.
In the majority of their uploads, the people behind the camera will find a trapped or injured animal in seemingly an impossible situation. Situations that clearly wouldn't happen.
What? A dog stuck in a fence, a dog stuck in a water bottle, and a dog stuck in, what is this, dog food thing? I've never seen this in my fucking life.
Been often
They're
in
all
nature,
small dogs.
and yet they find a new one every single day, it seems like, as they've recently began uploading practically daily. Now, this alone could just be a coincidence, so let's take a look at some specific examples of these impossible situations. Starting with the video, Rescue the Puppy Trapped in Fishing Net.
The net is from him so that he cannot
Did they put the sad music?
In this video, we see a dog tangled desperately in a red net, making it impossible for the puppy to move. That's when the camera cuts to a scene that shows us where the puppy was found. Just looking at this fort of chairs, it clearly seems staged, and something about it just doesn't sit right with me. See how tangled up this dog is? Every limb is wrapped, even its neck is caught around it. And we know this puppy is completely immobilized, meaning that it couldn't have walked into this fort after it was already tangled. So that means that this net must have been inside of that little den, and the puppy would have had to climb in and get caught up in it inside of there. But in my opinion, that's not even possible. For any animal to get this hopelessly trapped, it would have had to have rolled around, tried to escape, and moved all over the place. It's a situation where the more you move, the more you trap yourself. You don't get this caught just by standing on the net or laying on it. It requires movement, and most importantly, space to get this stuck.
Cute ass dog as well.
Yet that den barely had enough room for the puppy to fit in. There is nowhere near enough room for this dog to have gotten this tangled in that small little space. And we already know he couldn't have crawled in afterwards. And there's more. When I watched the video back, I noticed that the thumbnail seemed strange, because at no point of this video was the puppy ever in this position.
Oh my god, they did multiple
Not once.
takes.
And they supposedly showed the rescue from the moment they found the dog to the moment it was freed. So this shows us that this thumbnail was clearly staged, meaning that they had this dog tangled up off camera in the net, completely discrediting the idea that they had found it and immediately freed it. Now, with all this considered, I believe that this video is definitely a fake, and they put this puppy in a horrible situation just for views. And the content only gets more dangerous from
What?
here.
The fuck is this?
And the content only
What
gets
is
more
it?
dangerous
A
from
rabbit
here.
trap? What is that?
In the video, Rescue Poor Puppy with his mouth tied up, they claim to have stumbled upon a dog who had a rock fallen on him.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro.
And who also
How would that even happen? Okay. How would that even fucking happen? Come on. Come on.
had his mouth tied up.
Y'all gotta be
Now,
fucking
a few
kidding
concerns
me.
here. If the dog was covered by a rock, you wouldn't be able to see it. And if its mouth was tied up, you wouldn't be able to hear it from far away.
I like
So
how, okay,
again-
listen, another thing. How do we find all these dogs out there in the wilderness, in some random places? What happens with wild dogs? They stay near food. Where is food where there is humans? Why is a wild dog, why is a dog, a small puppy, somewhere in the fucking wilderness? When it can be near civilization. What the fuck is it doing there? I'm gonna be honest with you, I've not seen dogs out there when I was going around like some random remote areas. Unless there's people there, usually you won't find cats and dogs. Why? Because it's harder to get food out in the wilderness. Why would a dog be there when they just go to some village with people and they're probably gonna feed them? Or they're just gonna throw away their trash and you can go trash diving. Easy food. What the fuck?
And did they notice it?
If
Also-
it was some wild animal, if it was a rabbit or some other shit, yeah, it'd be a lot more believable finding them out in the wilderness. But a dog, a small puppy?
You see them pulling the
Nah,
rock
bruh.
off of the dog. Yet the camera shows the ditch that the puppy was found
That's
in
another thing that's
earlier in the
very, like,
video,
what the hell?
which made me
For me at
realize,
least,
where
I
did
don't
the
know.
rock fall
Maybe I'm
from?
wrong. Maybe
The dog was in the middle
it's just
of a
Bulgaria,
wide
I guess. I
ditch.
don't know.
Now, by the end of the video, they are clearly pretending that they have never seen this dog before by acting afraid of it. And so to try and help, they start smacking it? It's very
What?
disturbing and very
It's a
dumb
dog,
at the
just
same
gra-
time.
it's a
because
puppy,
after
just
all, the
grab
dog's
it, you
mouth is
fucker.
literally tied.
Little pussy bitch.
So with all of this, I feel like this is another fake video where they actually put the rock on top of that dog and tied its mouth just for content.
I can see
Now,
that.
one of the most obvious signs that this is all being fake is an upload from June 10th called Rescue Puppy from Snake Attack, Crying for Help. This video
Oy.
is very graphic, so I'll blur it, but
Thank
it shows a
God.
puppy being attacked by a snake. In the beginning, the people behind the camera take 30 seconds to film the situation, with one questioning, what are we gonna do?
Oh my god, so what we do now?
Why do they sound like cunts?
Oh my god, so what we do now?
All the while, you can clearly see that the other person has a snake pole and could have easily helped the situation 30 seconds before.
Oh, they have a pole.
Instead of
Okay, I thought they just had their hands and it might have been a venomous snake. Then probably just leave it. I gotta be honest with you. Like, your life is more important than a dog's life. Unless you have like a stick or something to hit it and try and save it. If you have nothing, I mean, they're in the they're outside, so a stick should not be that hard. Maybe a rock. Throw some rocks at the snake, it'll probably leave. But don't risk your life, okay? Don't risk your
of
life.
just filming the dog literally being killed. So they
Jesus
prioritized
Christ.
getting a good
That's some
shot
annoying-ass
and setting
video.
a good
I gotta
story
be honest with you.
to saving
That's
the
some
dog's
annoying-ass
life,
video.
which shows us that at the very least, they valued their production quality
Oh, they
over the
grabbed
dog's
the
life.
How are you afraid and then you just go and grab it, you cunt? I mean, it's a small ass snake, but it might be venomous.
Just that
I
at the
don't
very least, they valued their production quality
know. It was the
over
dog
the
tied
dog's
up as
life
well.
in this situation.
Oh my god, it's fucking time. Once. Yo, I'm back. I got to go and see some shit. Fuck, this annoying me.
And I also want to briefly mention
Okay.
that this dog looks an awful lot like one of the puppies they had rescued a month previously.
Oh my god, they're
But this video is
reusing
important
actors.
for one specific reason. Out of the first 5 months of this channel, this was the first snake attack rescue that was uploaded. Which leads me to believe that this is a fairly rare thing, as if they had had these rescues before, we would have seen them. Now this video gained a staggering 4 million views, which is the first time that the channel had gotten close to this kind of viewership.
Oh no, did they start doing snakes every day now? Oh fucking no. Please let me be wrong once today. I don't want...
Since its first month of existence. So in other words, this video kind of broke a dry spell on the channel, which tells us something, that these snake videos are good for views. And so interestingly enough, after that video went viral, all of a sudden they started rescuing more animals from these snakes. Clearly this was something that wasn't common, as it had never happened in the channel's first 5 months. Yet since that video went viral, they've posted 13 other snake rescue videos in just 2 months. It's clear to me that they saw how well the first one did and continued staging.
Again, the thing about snakes is they don't attack stuff that are way bigger than them, right? Because there's no point. Like a snake's not gonna attack a dog for food unless like something's happened. The dog is fucking with it and it's trying to defend itself. It's just not gonna happen because the dog is a lot bigger than the usual thing the snakes go for. It's nature. It doesn't do stuff like have vendettas and shit.
These attacks.
I mean, it
so
happens
they could
rarely,
keep pulling
but
views.
rarely.
And some of these videos are so clearly fake. Like this one, for example. The video shows a puppy being attacked by what they say is a king cobra. In it, the dog is dirty and has been bitten by the snake on its leg. Now, a king cobra bite can have enough venom to kill a full-grown elephant. So this puppy should not have survived long after this. Yet Happy Dog takes the puppy directly to the vet, gives it a shot, and miraculously it survives. So that alone is unlikely, as the dog wouldn't have survived for more than a few minutes. But also, I noticed something else. When the dog is being attacked, it is dirty and bleeding from its leg. Yet, by the time they reach the hospital, the dog is perfectly clean.
Is that the same dog?
Yet, by the time they reach the hospital, the dog is perfectly clean,
has the white on
and the injury is nowhere to be found. So much like KM Animal, it appears that this was filmed before the attack, and that the entire thing was staged. And if it truly was a king cobra, then it's likely that the puppy was killed while they were filming this video. And there are inconsistencies with all of these snake videos, leading me to believe that most of these dogs are dying or being severely injured during these staged scenes. Now I'm sure you guys get the point already, but if you're still on the fence, here's this. On August 13th, the channel posted a video of a cat being attacked by a snake in a tree. It's very graphic, so I won't show it all, but at one point,
snakes go up trees?
We see this random kitten standing on the tree. Now this is significant because somehow, just 3 days later, the same exact kitten wound up stuck inside of a fence for them to rescue. And you can tell for sure that it's the same kitten by the pattern on its back. What are the chances of that? Randomly seeing a cat at an animal rescue, and then having to rescue that same kitten just a few days later. Again, this shows us that this channel seems to be fake, which makes these videos so concerning. Because I failed to mention that this channel also shows videos of dogs with broken legs thanks to supposed car accidents, and puppies caught in mouse traps whose legs wound up mangled. Assuming that this channel is faking these videos, then this would mean that they are intentionally mangling these puppies for their content. And the fact that we've seen some of these dogs get bit by actual king cobras, then we already know that they are likely killing these dogs for content as well. Now, when I was investigating this channel, I happened to find a comment on one of their videos from an account named...
A cat trapped in a pile of bricks. Bruh, when I see cats in Bulgaria, they fucking climb 8-story buildings like up. Cats over there, wherever that shit is, trapped in bricks, trapped in fence, trapped in a tree. What kind of cats y'all got? Disabled ones? What's
Journey TV?
When I see a wild dog over here, well, not really wild, a dog outside, you know, they go in packs because dogs do that shit, you know. They don't leave one puppy out there alone. They usually packs, and they fuck up shit because you know they're dogs. They're not bitches.
And what I found on that channel
Brother.
was virtually a mirror image of the two that we've discussed so far, except this one might be even more shameless. This channel has very similar red flags to Happy Dog, with one of the biggest being their obvious attempt to follow views. A year ago, one of their videos showed a kitten trapped in between the wheels of a truck, with the video gaining a staggering 11 million views.
Oh, you
Now, just a few
fucking
months after
assholes.
that, a similar video was posted that showed another kitten rescued from the tires, with a similar thumbnail, and this one got 31 million views. And much like the snakes on the Happy Dog channel, the people at Rescue Journey TV likely saw how well these rescues were doing and started doing them more to gain views.
Bro, if all that takes is for the cat to get out of there, it will not be stuck.
As in the following week, 2 more videos would be posted of the same exact type of rescue. It's pretty ridiculous to believe that this could happen 3 times in the span of 1 week, because in a lot of ways, it doesn't even make sense how these kittens would get stuck there in the first place. Also, I just want to quickly mention that the last 2 videos they did on this
This
specific
dude
type
even
of
walks like a
rescue
fucking asshole.
sense how these kittens would get stuck there in the first place. Also, I just want to quickly mention that the
If I see someone walking, I just want to leg kick them. I gotta be honest, I just want to leg kick the shit out of you.
last 2 videos they did on this specific type of rescue severely underperformed. And interestingly enough, after those videos did so poorly,
They
there
stopped
hasn't
being
been a
there.
similar rescue since. So it happened so often that they had 3 of the same rescue in 1 week. Yet since the views ran dry, there hasn't been another one in the past 7 months. Again, I feel like this all hints to the idea that this is staged in an attempt to chase views. I also want to add that each of the thumbnails that they used for these types of rescues were photoshopped, with them adding blood to make the video more clickable, further exploiting these situations for their own gain. But it gets worse, because when I said it was shameless, I meant it. Because this channel seems to be quote-unquote saving the same cats and dogs over and over again.
They couldn't even get the actors.
For example, in one video,
Jesus
they
Christ.
find a kitten trapped in rubble. And then a week later, he finds another cat stuck in a tree.
A cat stuck in a tree. Are you fucking kidding me? A cat is stuck in a tree.
And if you pause the video and look a little closer, the cat has the same exact markings on its back. It's the same kitten, much like the tactic that Happy Dogs used, except they do it over and over again. They use the same animals as props for their videos to act like they're saving them.
What?
And knowing these are staged
A
is
can?
terrifying,
What?
as this channel features videos of dogs and kittens drowning and being crushed by rubble, meaning that they're likely putting these animals through all of that. And if you had any doubts that this channel is faked, here's the kicker. Many of his videos start with this guy just casually farming, minding his own business, and miraculously, every single time, after just a few seconds,
Of course he's a Manchester fan. Of course he's a fucking Manchester fan. They're all assholes.
miraculously,
I'm
every
joking,
single
I'm joking.
time,
Y'all
after
ain't
just a
that
few
bad.
seconds,
I mean, you
he
got this
happens
guy,
to
so you're
hear
pretty
an
bad,
animal
okay?
in distress in the nearby area.
Really? Bro, it starts like a shitty porn movie. Starts like a porn
Like,
movie.
how dumb do they think we are? And what are the odds that as soon as the camera turns on, an animal randomly starts
Can we throw this
crying
guy in
out
the
for
fire?
help? Which also just so happens to be what your entire channel is centered around. Now, I go a little more in depth on this channel, but it seems like a lot of their commenters have already caught on to the scam, so I'll just leave it at that. Both Happy Dog and the Rescue Journey TV are 2 of the most sickening channels that I've ever encountered, and somehow they are allowed to continue posting this content on YouTube. All the while, there are ads on virtually every single video, This is quite literally monetized animal abuse, and we've seen their willingness to chase views and put these animals in more and more extreme situations. So who knows what other types of abuse they'll put them through next. It's honestly horrifying to think that this will keep happening and keep getting worse and worse until hopefully they're eventually stopped. And these are far from the only channels out there like this. So for that reason, I'm going to keep investigating this in the future and trying to expose this issue.
So the biggest thing is that makes these seem so fake is that the last guy especially, it seems like it's happening in the same area. In my whole life, I have not... I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a cat or a dog in trouble in my life. Stuck ever. I mean, I'm decently old now. I'm like 24, right? So like, have I ever seen a cat or a dog stuck in 24 years of life? And I don't think I have. The thing about cats and dogs is they're animals. They're a lot more, especially cats are a lot more dexterous than us. Like, they don't just get stuck. It just doesn't... It might happen. It's not gonna happen every fucking day. A new one getting stuck. They're not disabled. They don't have like one leg and the other three are fucking useless limbs hanging off. The chances of this happening this really, I mean, if you're going around, like the one channel I look at for animal rescues that makes me pretty warm is that, I forget what it's called, but it's not the same people. It's like, it's a nationwide or whatever, so it's constantly in different situations. It's usually wild animals, like a deer. I remember there was a small deer almost drowning, and they saved it, and then they took care of it for a day, and they released it to the wild. That was wholesome, okay? Obviously, they did not go catch a fucking small deer and throw it in the ocean. It's kind of hard to catch a deer, right? Stuff like that. But this, cats and dogs, really? Cats and dogs? Insane shit. This pissed me off.
As this truly has no place
Why did I watch this fucking
on the
video?
platform.
Why did I watch this fucking video? Oh, is it over? Okay. I should have just watched the creepy channels, but I might have seen some fucked up shit there as well. Anyway, I'll thank you to the Patreons. Pedro, Matias, Commands, Coyun, Rob, Air, Prince, S, Asterix, Fuse, Chicken 53, Senior Hilter, Lemon and Moon, Ike, My Dash, and Ronic. Thank you all. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully not too much, okay? Hope there ain't no weirdos out there watching this video be like, oh fuck yeah, animals suffering. Oh. Hope none of y'all is doing that shit. But yeah, hope these guys get banned. Hope they get their knees, you know, go, their legs go the other way, you know, like pow. Okay, I'll leave you with that. I'll leave you with that.